The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here's Brandon.
Welcome to the Brandon Peters Spooky Show. This year, we'll be going through the first season of the HBO anthology series, Tales from the Crypt. In this first installment, we'll be talking about the premiere episode, The Man Who Was Death, and kicking off things with me from the Bob and Tom Show and very kindly the Bits and Pieces podcast, Jessica Alsman.
Hi, Brandon. That was a really good impression of the Crypt Keeper.
Was it?
That was really good.
I probably can't do it again. But
I'm going to ask you later.
From the Crypt.
Wait. I stepped on you. Please. That was you.
Yeah.
Hey, boys and ghouls. The Brandon Peters Show will be talking about Tales from the Crypt.
If this isn't your intro or your promo video for the entire series that you're doing.
I have a promo video idea, which is really dumb, but in my wheelhouse of dumb. Like if I make myself laugh, then I'm happy. So I don't know if people know that about me. I live to make myself laugh. That's it.
That means you're enjoying it. But no, it was a really fun impression. And
Thank you.
Probably going to have to ask you to do that the laugh later. But that's really hard.
Yeah. Well,
so no pressure.
It's not like I practice it every day. I do, but it's how do you think I get my kids to bed at night?
We're going.
It's time for a story tonight.
So Tales from the Crypt. For me, it was like I didn't have HBO growing up. I had the free previews, but like this was one of the reasons I wanted my parents to get like HBO growing up. Like, and I would seek out, and they would have, I think they'd release them on VHS. That would be at like rental stores, like certain episodes and stuff. And I was all about like the Tales from the Crypt show because I was like, this is some scary shit. Look at this little fucking thing that laughs and makes weird jokes. But, and you watched it. This is grown up, right? Yeah.
Grew up watching it with my mom, but we didn't have HBO until maybe like 94 or 5.
Mm-hmm. It got canceled in 96.
I'm pretty sure it used to be syndicated.
But yeah, it moved.
And it was
to
edited
like,
because there's a few things that happened immediately in this episode. I'm like, I don't remember so many like boobs and stuff.
Right.
Being in it. I remember the movies.
Yeah.
Like even as a kid, we rented the Bordello Blood.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. No big deal. My mom was cool with that stuff. Like she loved the scary stuff and she loved some Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I loved it too. It came from the EC comic book series. So this is a comic book show. Some of the stories adapted from comic book stories and whatnot. Like this one today is from a comic book. There was 2 movies of Tales from the Crypt in the 70s. They're both anthology movies, pretty cool. There's Tales from the Crypt. I can't remember what the sequel is called, but it's not called Tales from the Crypt. And the thing with like that sticks out looking back now too, and even probably was the hard sell back then, was big name actors, big time directors, and no network limitations. Like you could do whatever. Like you can cuss, you can kill people violently, and you can show boobies.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And that, yeah, I mean, we get all that right away here. But yeah, like that's the big thing. Like there's a lot of big people that starred in or directed Tales from the Crypt while they were big names. It wasn't like, oh, he got to start doing Tales. No. Like this one's directed by Walter Hill right off the bat. Later this season, like, you get Richard Donner, like all like Mary Lambert, all these people, Howard Deutsch in their primes, probably just, hey, shits and giggles. This is fun. Let's go make a little horror show.
Well, they're working for HBO, right? So whether they've got deals and what movie studios, I would
Yeah.
assume.
They're working for the home box office.
Indeed.
Yes. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how this like plays out. Like all this. Oh, this is pretty cool. Premiered in June of 1989. So Batman and Tales from the Crypt were born the same month. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Same month, same year. That's
I like
crazy.
the of Batman just memorized. It's
I
June
do. It
89.
changed my life, that movie. So we're talking today probably because of that movie some way, somehow, because it had that big of an effect in my life. So,
Was Michael Keaton ever on Tales from the Crypt?
oh, I don't think so.
Or was it too much of a, he's like, "Oh, I don't want to do Beetlejuice again. You
That's
know.
probably, yeah. I don't think he was on Tales from the Crypt. If I'm
Damn,
wrong,
he's gonna
tell me I'm
Beetlejuice.
wrong. Yeah, he's so good at Beetlejuice. So yeah, it has a horror host. It's got the Crypt Keeper. He's the bookends to every episode as he introduces and then closes things out with, good puns and little references to things and
I'm sorry, good puns? Amazing
amazing
puns.
puns.
All
Amazing
the
puns.
gags, the props he's got associated
Mhm.
with the episode. I love it.
Yeah. Crypt Keeper's so popular, like he got a Saturday morning cartoon spinoff and a game show spinoff.
A game show?
There was a game. I looked it up. Apparently there was a game show with the Crypt Keeper.
This
But
is why we listen to Brandon Peters.
Yeah.
He's got the facts. He's got the random facts we need.
I just remember there was Saturday morning cartoons where we used to have. Remember there was like a Rambo cartoon and like all these like things that kids weren't allowed to watch got these cartoons. And of course, as popularly known, it had two film spinoffs, Demon Knight and Bordello of Blood, which was during the peak film career of Dennis Miller and Angie Everhart, I guess.
Is it? I had looked this up when I was checking out William Sadler. He's in Demon Knight, so he does.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume a
kicks
lot of
off.
the people that are in the movie are also in one of the episodes at one point.
That's possible. Yeah. Yeah. I remember Demon Knight was a big hit too. That was a big deal, that movie, when it came out. I think it came out while the show was still running too. Possibly. I could be wrong about
Oh,
that.
95.
95. Yeah. So the show had another year in it. And then people saw Bordello of Blood and were like, no. Cancel it. Cancel it. We're done. Which, as a person who was a fan of Dennis Miller from like Saturday Night Live and stuff back, I don't know what happened to that guy after 9/11, but he's different now. But I was excited for Bordello Blood, and it delivered me some Dennis Millerisms that I enjoy to this day with that movie. But we're here to talk about the premiere episode, The Man Who Was Death, which is directed by frickin' Walter Hill. Are you familiar with Walter Hill?
I don't believe so.
You probably are. Walter Hill is like a fabled like director. He came in the 70s, has like a big career like writing stuff, and like have you heard of The Warriors? Warriors. You know that movie?
I don't think so.
Jessica, are you serious? You've never seen The Warriors, Jessica? Or heard of it?
I don't know. Let me look.
Oh, you're going to get forced to watch that movie by me.
Never seen it.
Oh my gosh. What about
48? But
48?
based off the photos, yeah.
Okay.
I will watch it.
Wow.
48 these men with their vests.
Heck yeah. 48 Hours. Wait, have you remember the phrase, "Can you dig it?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from that movie.
Okay.
Yep. 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte. Familiar?
Yes.
Streets of Fire. That might be one.
No.
Red Heat with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, he started Deadwood. There's that. He also was very involved in getting the movie Alien made.
So what, James Cameron?
Well, no, the first one with Ridley Scott. So Dan O'Bannon had wrote it, and him and David Giler, who's a writing partner of his once in a while, came in and they started doing some heavy work to that script. And lo and behold, he's got his name, like Walter Hill's name is on like every Alien movie as like a exec producer or something like that, because they worked on the original to
Kind of
that
like a
degree.
Frank Darabont with The Walking Dead.
Right.
He got on AMC, so he's always going to be attached to any
True. He also
film part of it, or
yeah, Walter Hill also made a awesome movie that I like a lot called he worked on, gosh, he did a script for The Getaway with Steve McQueen back in the day, but did a movie called The Driver, which I really like, with Ryan O'Neal. But that movie is basically a prototype for Ryan Gosling's Drive, that movie from years ago. But Walter Hill, yeah, big time guy. He wrote this episode with a guy named Robert Renaud, who wrote Demolition Man
love it.
and Action
So
Jackson.
So does he know what the 3 seashells are for?
He might. That might be the guy to ask.
Gosh.
He knows what the 3 seashells are for, and he also wrote Action Jackson, which is Brandon Peters' classic, starring Carl Weathers. So, so the episode stars William Sadler, credited as Bill Sadler. Oh, Bill. It also stars Garrett Graham, Raymond O'Connor, Danny Minnick, and Roy Brocksmith. So Garrett Graham, notable presence. He's in this one. And a little part, though. It was somewhat decent part, but interesting to see him. And so it is about after the death penalty is abolished, an executioner continues his former job through freelancing. Yeah, what he does.
It's fun.
Don't want to wake up people. So this one is kind of a weird way to start it. Like, I know the next episode and this one aired the same night, so it was a double premiere. So they showed 2 stories, but this is a weird.
That's so cool to do in '89. Like, that's really cool they did that.
But like, this whole thing is William Sadler talking to he narrates the whole thing. He talks to you like he's Ernest and you're Vern, and he's telling you through this stuff where he's a former electrician at a penitentiary, and he got promoted to being the guy who pulls the switch on the electric chair, and he likes it.
And he will look them in the eye and watch. It's kind of creepy, but is that just an HBO thing to break the fourth wall and talk to the audience? And because like Sex and the City would do that a lot in the first season.
Sopranos never did that.
And I don't know if I'm thinking of like the late night shows, little After Dark with HBO or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they call that, but just that vibe of just being real cool and talking to you and kind of a slow pace. But
yeah, it almost looks like when he's talking, I almost feel like we're in a commercial from back then. Like that's how people would talk in a commercial almost.
Oh yeah.
To things. Maybe that was part of an intent of like trying to look like it was an advertisement for the death penalty because the guy was so twisted. But yeah, he really likes his job. He we see we open with the death of a guy who's waiting on, the governor's gonna call or whatever. He killed like his boss because he wasn't getting good promotions, so he got the death penalty. But he like thinks there's a cleanliness to the electric chair or something, comparing it to other methods.
It didn't look really clean.
No, and he gives it an extra jolt after the guy goes down. And it's a tough thing. And like there's so what happens here is he loves his job. The death penalty gets abolished where he is, and so he loses his job, and they just basically let him go from the penitentiary because they're like, inmates don't want to see you here. Like, even just getting your old job. So he trained his replacement, who's now got the full-time job as the electrician. And he goes out and he decides to carry on with vigilante justice, still using electricity, mind you, to kill people.
Oh, yes.
Because he likes to he gets a biker and he gets him on like an electrified fence when he's going to like rob somewhere. But he likes bikers though. He makes it clear like, I used to have a hog.
There's nothing wrong with him, right?
Nothing wrong
He's
with
like
him.
he was like a Dexter.
Yeah.
But he had to
Right, yeah.
electrocute him.
This is the Dexter that likes a jolt. Like he doesn't cut, he jolts.
First off, I didn't know that anyone could just go to a court trial, a murder trial though, and just watch the verdict. So it's kind of weird. He's just always sitting back there like, oh, what's gonna happen? Do I need to, go out there and do my thing? Or it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like just pops in. Okay. Oh, he is not guilty. He got to quit. Okay. Yeah, he followed. Yeah, the biker, and then there's a couple that obviously murdered this guy's wife. They get let go, and it's Garrett Graham, and they this is where some boobies first come in, and he kills them in a hot tub. Electrifies them in a hot tub.
Where is this hot tub?
Are they in like a honeymoon suite or their apartment, or
are they at a YMCA? Is this a spa?
They had a crazy shower too. Like the shower looked like a bit fancy. Or
like, is this a public place that you're in?
This is like not somebody's home things that they're messing around with. But yeah, they had to get him to a hot tub because they had to figure out how to electrocute more people.
Yes,
I think that was part of it. We have to show boobs, which doesn't matter because they go to a strip club next. Like.
But one pair is not enough.
Yeah. Where we get the age-old wisdom from his character of treat a queen like a whore and a whore like a queen. All right. So and he gets caught during like he's going to kill the hooker or not the hooker, the stripper.
She's dancing in a metal cage.
Mm-hmm. And
which I don't know what she did to him.
Yeah,
I think he's confused on that.
I think he's just like sinner or something. He's very righteous with stuff. And he gets caught, arrested, and just in time for the death penalty to be reinstated. And he's the first person that's going to get to go. And we see him getting carried to the chair, reminiscent of the one we saw at the beginning to get lights out. And he gets the extra one on him too from the guy that he trained to be the electrician. So, and we see the look. So maybe he passed on that look too.
Was that the warden that like busts him with I don't know if it's FBI or the cops? And what a quick turnaround. Okay, you're guilty and you're going to fry.
Guess what? Yeah, like, yeah. They already knew it was him that did the other murders. And yeah, so he was kind of a sloppy person. I did notice, did you notice like whenever they were on William Sadler, it was like an upward angle. Like we were looking up a lot on him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then when he was sitting at the bar, we were way down the bar from him. If he wasn't talking to us.
Are we supposed to be in the chair looking at him?
I don't know. Yeah. And there were some angles on people. It wasn't consistent, but a lot of people was like looking down when it was other people. But when it was Sadler, we were looking up. And I don't know what the intent was of that. But he'd talk straight to you.
Right.
But there was a lot of like looking up at him and the camera angles. And then I noticed there was 2 scenes where he was at a bar and we were like, as we were watching him drink, we were like purposely angled down so we could watch the bar just long go towards him. But there's some interesting choices that I maybe if I have another week or so to stew on it, I would be like, that's probably what he was doing, but I could not put my finger on that intention because I know Walter Hill and I know there's a reason for why he would shoot it like that. So
is it Sadler looking down on you?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, just judging the world and everyone around him. I feel like I have to go back and watch real quick.
Maybe it's supposed to, in the old times, you would have an executioner and you would have your head chopped off and you'd be leaning down and you'd look up and you'd look up at your executioner. Maybe
that was so deep that it's probably the answer.
I don't know.
And it's like, good.
Nice try, Brandon.
No, I really liked it. That's really good.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think like, and when he pulls that switch, because the switch goes up and I don't know. I'm just trying to like, it was interesting to me. I caught onto it. It was the second time I watched it twice for this. And the second time I caught the camera angles. I think I noticed something to start it last time, but then I noticed it was rather consistent, but
Right. So there was a reason for it. Versus
There's a
Michael
reason.
Bay, just keep your damn camera still. Like, it makes me
Yeah.
nauseous. But it was fun just turning it on. Donnie's like, oh yeah, and then he gets to play a prisoner in Shawshank. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, oh,
See
yeah, yeah,
William
he-
Sadler, he's like
Mhm.
on one side of the
That's
law, I
true.
guess. And then he's Haywood later.
Yeah, and this is right before he would be the villain in Die Hard 2, Die Harder. So like he's and I think he'd be Death the next year too. Is Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey 90 or 91? I think he'd be Death shortly after this as well. And he would work. He would be on in a Walter Hill movie. He'd be the star of Trespass the next year. So him and Walter Hill hit it off here pretty well.
So I'm sorry, Bogus Journey was 91.
Anyway, okay.
But he's in 4 episodes of Tales from the Crypt, and I enjoyed that. Is it? Well, yeah, we have like the Twilight Zone and stuff like this, but this is kind of closer to how like American Horror Story does stuff now.
Yeah.
Except it's not like it's a season. I don't know.
It knows how to close.
Yeah, and it's fun to see characters come back. And now I want to go
Mhm.
watch every episode he's in to see if there's like a little Easter egg tying to another character.
Right.
Just subtly, even though it's not related whatsoever, but we'll see someone like he'll be using an electric frying pan or some crap. Is there an electric frying pan?
I don't know.
Is it the worst electric item I could choose? There's like
Electric-
curling irons and blow dryers, but no.
Get the cook the eggs.
Electric,
Over easy,
I'm
scrambled.
gonna electrocute you, except this isn't even. Yeah.
It's
I'll work on
interesting.
good analogies later.
Availability for Tales from the Crypt, not great. I have a DVD set. It is not streaming legally anywhere, though. If you're on the Tube of Views, you'll probably find your episodes. But it's kind of odd, and like it's an HBO show, but maybe there's a rights issue because I would have figured that'd be right there on HBO Max, but
Yeah, I thought they had
It's
rights to everything that was on HBO. Assuming.
well, I don't know the rights situation with this, but maybe I don't know.
Not even Shudder or anything like that.
No, interesting. Because it's people love the show, and they were going to bring it back on TNT with M. Night Shyamalan was going to do it, and it fell through. But I don't know. Be interesting to see. I think they did make a 3rd movie, then they dropped the Tales from the Crypt thing from it. I'm not sure, but they get off to a nice start here. It's an odd start. I'm not sure I'd pick this one. I'd have picked something more horror like. This has the kind of twisted karma type thing, but I don't know. But I did enjoy it. It's not long. It's funny how these are only like 25-minute long things, and they get a lot across that some shows can't even get across in seasons with this. But
No, it's enjoyable.
mm-hmm.
And I even felt bad that he goes to the chair, even though he's a bad dude.
Right.
He got too much pleasure out of doing it. But yeah, good for you, Tales from the Crypt. You made me feel. And then the Crypt Keeper has so much fun at the end.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit of a switch for Talbot. He throws the switch. Yeah. He never knew what hit him.
He's like, I'm here all night.
I love it. Gosh. He's so scary too. So that voice though with the Crypt Keeper, like that first episode, that's not his same voice, right? Like it changes over time because I feel like it was a little bit more deeper. Or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong.
No, I think it's the same guy every time.
Or just like maybe they changed like I know it's his
recorded
voice,
it
but, like,
different, or
I just remember it being a little bit more high pitch, I guess, more often.
yeah, John Cassier did it like every episode, and I believe he did the cartoon too.
Yeah, that's me then.
Yeah, not sure. Maybe just hadn't been around it in a while.
I think so. I can't believe how long it's been since I've heard his beautiful voice.
His beautiful, creepy little voice. So Awesome. Well, we'll hear more of that beautiful, creepy little voice next week or whatever. But yeah, the remainder of this series, so you get a taste this week. But next week, we'll run all through the week as we go through the rest of season 1, which is only 6 episodes, all of which are somewhere you could tube and find it. And the next one will be all through the house. So look forward to that. Jessica, thank you for kicking this off with me. And the commercial talk was great last week. Some more of that. And you'll be back here sooner than later, of course.
I know. I've got to finish season 1 of Tales from the Crypt now.
Right.
So thank you for getting me back onto this.
Excellent. And where can people keep up with you this Halloween season and every season?
Well, I forgot what I was going to say.
All right.
You can find me over at the Bob and Tom Show. I am on Twitter at JN Alsman, Instagram at Jessica Alsman, and as Brandon so rudely
I was an asshole about it. I really was.
On the Bob and Tom Show Bits and Pieces podcast. So yeah, that's lots of fun over there. And then Brandon, where can people find you?
Here.
That's right. I'm treating this like the Heights.
Yep. They can find me here.
He's
Right
gonna be
here.
right here.
Yep, right here in my Zoom room. All I want to do is run a Zoom, and a boom, boom. But if you want to check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Brandon4KUHD and written work at White. I got a lot of reviews of Why So Blue this month. Fucking check them out. They're probably all hot garbage.
Will you do a video as the Crypt Keeper? Just doing a review. Like, oh, maybe they did it. Come on. Or not.
Maybe. We'll see. Suspense. But that'll do it. There's more this week on the show, I think. But until then, also going on this month, Out Now with Aaron and Abe, the horror movie specials. They're awesome. You need to check them out. We're doing franchises. So we used to do topics and stuff. And this year we're doing a couple franchises that don't really see a lot of love and discussion, but we've got a Candyman retrospective up talking about Candyman for World of Flesh, the really bad Donna D'Errico Candyman Day of the Dead, and the recent Candyman, the Nia DaCosta one. So thoughts on those are there with James Oster, who's been on this show a lot, and Abe was actually on the Candyman one. We have The Omen with Todd Liebenow from Forgotten Films joining the trio of me, Aaron, and Jimmy, talking about Omen movies. We also have Jason Coleman steps in, the OG group of the horror specialist guys. We're talking about Final Destination, and we have Jeffrey Reddick, the guy who created Final Destination. He's screenwriter for the original and did the story for the second. He's also been in touch with them, so he knows some stuff about the other ones too. He sat in with us for the whole discussion, talks mad shit about the ones he didn't work on. Not really, but he actually you have to listen. He ranked them, his favorites, and you will be shocked at what his ranking was. Maybe a little bit. And then we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming up, and that one will have Yancey Burns, who you hear on the commentaries every month, and the monthly commentary, which will be the 2018 Halloween. And yeah, so a lot of going on over there. So if you're wondering why the content's different, weird over here, because I'm busy over there, I'm busy here. My Blu-ray stack is insane this month. Bear with me, folks. The Brandon Peters Show is still delivering. And thanks to people like Jessica who help out and get it going. So without further ado, stay film positive.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at BrandonPetersShow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.